Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to Season 4 of our subscriber game tournament as we continue here with Round 1 action in Group E. And for our second match here, we have the Han Disloyalist in the green versus Zhongyi in the red. Now, interesting thing about this group is that all 4 players are returning players, and Han Disloyalist used to be called Han Loyalist when he used only Han Generals. In this case, as we can see for this season, he has fallen to the dark side, and he's using an army comp of Huang Fusong, Huang Shao, and Yuan Shao. So we have some yellow turbans mixed in, and we still have the Imperial Lancer Cav on Huang Fusong. We have Yellow Sky Heralds, Unbreakable Melee Infantry on Huang Shao, and then finally 2 Spear Guards on Yuan Shao. Pretty interesting choices. I think the money just kind of ran out at the end for those 2 Spear Guards. They do offer some protection, maybe some formations as well, although there's no strategist in the army. They will be good against Cav. Then looking at Zhongyi on the red side, we also have some thematic composition as he has Yuan Shao, Xun You, and Wen Chou. Now the theme here is that Xun You is going to be in every match as he has done so in his previous seasons due to his surname. And we have a pretty interesting army. Some cavalry options on Yuan Shao with Distant Courage, so another Yuan Shao mirror matchup here. And then we have some Protector of Heavens to protect against enemy cavalry on Wen Chou, as well as some decent abilities on Wen Chou. And finally, with his namesake character, we have a couple heavy crossbow plus an archer. Now, the cost of the heavy crossbow for more defensive stat is probably not a great trade-off in my opinion. Rather got regular crossbows and then spend the money difference on leveling them up for faster reload speed and more morale. But overall, pretty interesting comp, very balanced, and we'll see how this one plays out on the battlefield. Now, as we load into battle here, the setup is pretty standard. We have a little bit of forward setup over here with the cavalry in the front for Zhongyi, but overall, the infantry is just set up normally. I mean, they're kind of slanted, but they don't know where the enemy is, so it's fine. Now, Xun You has some standard passive ability, gives a vision, have turning the tide, so routing a weak enemy unit is actually pretty important, and then inspiring surge to speed up other people's cooldowns. Wen Chou is probably the strongest general with the Siege Roar, 30 points morale, very useful. I think 4 usage only, but still very powerful. And then the standard champion abilities, and then of course Yuan Shao with his Distant Courage. Now looking on the other side, we also have a pretty standard setup here for Han Disloyalist, cavalry in the back, infantry in the front, unbreakable infantry, and then we have the Spear Guards. They do have formation, I guess the commander grants that. And then Huang Shao is kind of a wild card here with his surprise attack, can make them invisible, and then provides a little bit of range block chance as well. Hail of Arrows can dictate sort of how this battle starts, and we'll see how both sides approach this. As Hail of Arrow actually have some juicy target on this side, and there's not much they can do about it. There's not even a Stone Bork ability to grant the 100% range block chance, so you know, when you have advantages like this, it'll be better if like the cavalry goes up here, the general stands in front, threaten with the Hail of Arrows, see how they respond, instead of just sending everyone. I think it's usually better. Now the crossbow does make it a little bit interesting because these cavalry are shot cav. They have 0% range block chance, and since these are crossbows, it's mostly armor piercing, so they will do a lot of damage to Imperial Lancers. You definitely don't want their crossbow to hit them. So a target priority for Huang Fusong might be those crossbows early. So in this sense, the heavy armor might actually pay off because they can eat some of the base damage from the Hail of Arrows. Now this side does have an archer. You know, I would have thought they would want to do the fire damage, so maybe they should have deployed up so that they at least burn the unit in the trees, but in this case I guess they're okay with just staying pretty passive here. Yeah, once you leave the tree, I mean the fire is a little bit less effective, maybe you still get a little bit of morale shock on the hit, but without anything constantly burning you don't get that constant morale shock or the constant damage tick. These are still hidden. I don't know if they will be able to surprise. I mean, they could technically surprise the Yellow Sky Heralds, but I doubt he's marching them up with low armor and almost, I mean, 0 range block chance against the crossbow comp. They can maybe surprise a Hail of Arrow. That's why you always want to bring some cavalry with you. turtle formation start moving up to maybe here. I mean, the cavalry can't beat you. It takes a long time for Protector to get to you. The generals can't really get you. I mean, if Ventral wants to charge into a spear, then let him charge into a spear. And the cavalry can't do anything, and you can do this setup. Like, they should be the ones moving up first. Okay, the cavalry's going with the generals, sure. But you can't move them into the crossbow range. Everyone up? Ooh, it's not a good decision. Yeah, okay. If you're going to rotate everyone together, you're just going to force them to rotate with you. So it's not like you can actually get an angle. I think if you believe in cavalry superiority, maybe split the cav on two sides. Like put a group of cav here, put a group of cav here, and then really make them decide what to do, and the infantry in the middle with the generals, because you still have to protect the infantry from potential cavalry charges. I mean, visually, he doesn't really see many cavalry. There's this one sneaky Xiongnu noble cav that's shown to give the false sense that these guys don't exist, which is kind of sneaky, but then I mean, we'll see who's done wiggling first. I mean, you have a range ability. This is where you can actually kind of break this setup, because you can actually just shoot it into the setup, and the splash damage would kill off some of these range. You have 4 usage. I don't know why they're not doing this. I mean, if they don't see these and believe it's just one Xiongnu cav, then why don't you march up? Not the infantry. This is a confusing decision. It baffles me a little bit, because I know Han Loyalists have used Hong Fusong in every single one of his matches, because this was core to his Han Loyalist comp as well. So it's not like he's not familiar with Hail of Arrow usage. Why are we not using it? Like, clearly the command is to go into the enemy. It's not even to move to like crossbow edge of the crossbow range. They're just moving in. Okay, they're trying to make these invisible. I mean, that's obvious. They used it a little bit too late. They already envision. Oh. Yep. Surprise. It's a fast response on the spear guard though. Very good. These guys are not getting their job done. No hail of arrows at all? Are we... Okay, they're responding with the protection on the side. It's just too obvious from one side. You need to attack from 2 different sides. They're buying time for their infantry, but their infantry is getting picked off. The cavalry micro one at a time is actually really good. But even if they charge up, it's like Protectors versus Yellow Sky Heralds. I take the Protectors anytime. And then we're not getting the charge bonus on Yuan Shao, but I think he's trying to save the charge bonus from Distant Courage for the units. Perfect. Okay, see, that's a great shot. Oh, yeah, a little bow action, returning some damage. He's not noticing it. Lost 6k health, 7k health. Okay, finally moving. But I think that shot hit Yuan Shao. Yeah, the spear guard protected them, but they need to move up now. Yeah, this flank is just not working. Okay, cavalry versus cavalry. Are they gonna get in there against generals? Okay, we basically have Yuan Shao using the mirror abilities on each other. We got a roar. It's not going to change too much. Alright, everyone's still unbreakable for now. I don't know why the roar would be even used. That was a waste. Xunyo trying to help a little. I mean, Xunyo should just actually help with some of these spear guard. If they can route a spear guard and activate turning the tide, it would really help. Well, looks good concentrated fight with dismounts against Ventral. We'll see if they can get him. They're moving Yuan Shao away to try to save him to activate Distant Courage. I don't think that's needed. No one's low morale right now. Oh, he wants a good charge damage? Okay, okay. But charging them even in the rear against Protectors is a bad decision. I think against Protectors you had to use Hail of Arrow. Another Roar. I mean, Distant Courage is still active. Oh, he's going to turn it off himself? Eh? Not the greatest decision, but I think it's okay. There's no army loss right now. It's kind of shaky now. Okay, he gets the kill, so then Distant Courage activates back and he's no longer in combat. That was timely. They did rout them. They're keeping Yuan Shao out of this fight. I think the Imperial Lancer is going to carry this. They just kill Yuan Shao here. They should just charge him. Why are they trying to rotate? Oh, or a point blank. If arrows would also do it. Now Protector's is probably going to get hit with army loss very soon. They just should focus on a couple of the weak ones. Yuan Shao probably... No, he's good. He's covering everyone perfectly. But he might need to move up a little bit. You can see these rear charges. They're going to do massive amount of damage. Especially with the extra 50% charge bonus. Almost 600 charge bonus landing. Devastating. Good win, but not a clean fight. So I think the general usage did hamper them a little bit. The crossbows was a threat. I guess being decisive with a charge solved that problem. The hidden cavalry trick was nicely played. I don't think it was the problem there. They were able to take off a couple units. I think at least 3 of these units, 2 of these and 1 of these got dragged behind, never really joined the fight. The rest did do damage, but the problem is these are unbreakable, so they did still reach. I think the Protector might have been better off being a little bit more proactive there. Maybe just sending 1 or 2 in a very long, thin line to hold everything, because the quality difference is so off. You really shouldn't be fighting 1v1, because you needed the rest to fight these cav, pin them down, which is difficult to do. I think Zhongyi's micro on the cavalry was well done. After the big loop that didn't work, that part was not good, but at least he did not put them into the enemy spear. He still patiently dragged them across a little bit more. I think the improvement part to make this a clean fight would have been just some early Hail of Arrow usage. You do have 4 of them. The enemy's heavy infantry with some very strong spear. You could have easily used the Hail of Arrows to soften this group up first with protection with your cavalry. They probably can't really approach you at that point. Most of these were hidden. He was going to let them come out. You basically only saw a Xiongnu Cav threat, and that was it. And none of the generals have splash abilities, so just kind of keep them hovering behind where the crossbow can't shoot. Walk up, spray them once, spray them twice, spray them 3 times. And then maybe save 1 for the generals if you really want to use it that way. But probably don't need to in this match because I think the generals are pretty similar in quality. Maybe Ventral's a little bit stronger, but if you have the cavalry helping out, they can pretty much erase these guys. So once these are softened up, then you do the same charge, and it would have been a much more one-sided fight. But a little bit rushed, but the result still worked out in Han Disloyalist's favor. So a good match overall. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We still have 1 more match for Group E today, and we'll see you guys then. Bye!